Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend box office numbers for Superman are in, and it earned $122 million. Not too shabby, earning it the third largest box office opening behind Lilo and Stitch and Minecraft. I do music, movie, and video game reviews on my channel. If you enjoy that type of content, please be sure to click that like and subscribe button so that you can be notified when I post content just like this. And the talk of the weekend, obviously, is James Gunn's Superman. I want to give you guys a short review of the film. Non-spoilers, just in case you didn't get to make it to the movies this past weekend. But overall, I thought the film was a lot of fun. It's not without its faults, but I do want to say that I had a fun time watching it. Let me apologize for my lighting and my whole setup. I'm actually trying something new, so if it's a bit dark, please forgive me. I promise you that by the next video, I will get it together, but the show must go on. First and foremost, David Corenswet's Superman was excellent. I thought he played Superman very well. He doesn't spend a ton of time being Clark Kent. There are some scenes at the Daily Planet and some with Ma and Pa Kent, but overall, he definitely spends more time in the Cape. I thought he did a fine job with it. Nicholas Hoult's Lex Luthor, he was a hater. Oh my goodness, he captured the essence of that Superman hate. Like, he was going out of his way to destroy his reputation. It seemed like that's all he lived for, was to try to ruin any goodwill that Superman had. That was his goal. If you can appreciate that, then you'll definitely love how Nicholas Hoult played Lex Luthor. I thought the dynamic between Lois and Clark's relationship was pretty good. Rachel Brosnahan definitely brought the aspect of Lois that was a very serious reporter, took her job very seriously, didn't pull any punches. That's the type of Lois Lane that we got, and she knocked it out of the park. When you come into this film, and again, trying to be as spoiler-free as possible, but Superman has been established for about 3 years in this universe already. Metahumans have existed in this universe. In terms of origin story, you're definitely not gonna get any of that. Basically, James Gunn assumes that you already know the story, so it definitely does get right into the action. I have to admit, I was a little bit worried about how they were gonna utilize Kryto in the film, where I was expressing that I was concerned about the tone of the film. Overall, it is definitely a love letter to the comic books and to the animated series. I would say more so than anything Christopher Reeve related. In my humble opinion, Christopher Reeve's Superman is still the top dog. I don't think that there's any comparison, nor should you compare it. I think it stands on its own. Very similar to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. It's in its own lane. It's very colorful. It's very hopeful. It's very, for lack of better words, like cheesy in a good way. Like I said, overall, I did have fun with it. There were some pacing issues in my humble opinion. The movie was 2 hours. I want to say just over 2 hours or just under 2 hours. Around 2 hours. It did get right into the action, but then there were certain parts where there was some exposition, and those were the parts that kind of dragged it out a little bit for me. But it wasn't too bad. Tonally, like I said, it's polar opposite to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. If you're going into it with that mindset in terms of tone, you probably won't enjoy this movie. But if you're optimistic, if you have an open mind and you're ready to have fun with it, not take certain things too seriously, then I think that you'll have a really good time with it. Standout performances and characters for me. Mr. Terrific was absolutely dope. All the gadgets, the fighting, the confidence, the way that he was handling himself. This guy, I definitely want to see more of him. Completely stole the show in every scene that he was in. He was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, Guy Gardner was like, the comic relief. They didn't overutilize him. I think that they utilized him just enough. Silly haircut was definitely there, but they didn't beat you in the head with it. Fight scenes were definitely cool. There were some CGI things that to your eye would look a little bit funky, but it's my understanding that they kind of did this on purpose to go with the comic book motif. If that was the reason behind the camera and the CGI work, then I'm okay with it. It just takes a little bit of getting used to in terms of how the camera pans and the way that Superman's face looks. Overall, I had a really fun time with it. There are 2 post-credit scenes, so you definitely want to stay afterward to catch those. Are they worth it? The first one, definitely you want to stick around because there is a cameo that you may want to see. The second one is just kind of a you know, just kind of a gag, kind of a joke type of a thing, but definitely stick around for that. If I had to give it a certain number, I don't like to do that, but people are typically numbers driven. I would give it a 6.5, 7. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it was fun. But ladies and gentlemen, what say you? Have you seen Superman? If you have, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Try not to spoil it for anybody who may not have seen it. I know at this point it'll probably be difficult, but do your best if you can to kind of be courteous to the other people in the comments. Let me know what your favorite superhero movie is of 2025. Are you gonna go see Fantastic Four? Put that down in the comments as well. I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely be in the theater to see Fantastic Four First Steps as well. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate y'all. Peace.